I'm out at a site that it's really hard to kind of stay on top of the history because there's so much history here. We're at Fort Raleigh today. Everything from American Civil War history, even back to the Lost Colony, took place out here. We're going to see what they have to offer today. I'm not really going to narrate a full-on story here. We're just going to check the place out, show you what they got. So as you would expect, monuments placed out here on the Freedom Trail to the Roanoke colony, which is that monument right behind me that I put up in the video. But this trail here is called the Freedom Trail that we're taking, and it's essentially a sidewalk that walks you down towards the Freedmen's colony that was placed out here, ironically in the same location roughly where the Roanoke colony was. The Lost Colony. And in 1862, when the Union soldiers stormed the area over here and forced the 2,500 Confederate soldiers to surrender during the Battle of Roanoke Island, African Americans flocked to the area and actually set up a colony of their own. And upwards of 3,500 men and women and children lived freely here during the American Civil War. So archaeologists in the 1950s actually dug down in the dirt and found dirt disturbances out here, which is what gave them the shape of that earthen fort behind us, or that small set of earthworks. And then in the 1950s, they reconstructed what it was supposed to look like based on their estimates and the information that they found while they were out here. So now you can come out here and actually walk inside that thing and get an idea as to what it would look like standing inside and the shape of some of the earthen works from Sir Walter Raleigh's expedition. So that's a real neat thing to be able to take a look at. I actually walk inside it as I'm passing through the walls right now. It's pretty cool that it survived that long. They have plenty of signs out here at Fort Raleigh that talks about different locations of digs that they've done throughout this national park area. And this is one of the sites here. Very good signs that give the information as to what they found in the location and who they thought might have been here. used to live in North Carolina, or you were a kid growing up in North Carolina, you know about Andy Griffith. I was always a fan of the TV show, the comedy, the Andy Griffith Show. And here at Fort Raleigh, they have a stage that was built where the Lost Colony is put on at certain times of the year. And Andy Griffith actually performed out here and performed the Lost Colony. It's pretty neat. This expedition out here was costly. It was a big risk. But the gamble was, if you risk money and effort and strike it rich with gold and silver, then it's worth every penny that you put into it. Unfortunately for them, they found nothing. Small nature trail out here is nothing short of beautiful. It takes you kind of around in a loop. It's called the Thomas Harriot Trail. And it's on a shaded path. Heads out towards the beach area. And there's signs along the way to interpret history. Real pretty. And Burnsides came out here for the Battle of Roanoke Island. And he took about 11,500 men out here with him. And this is all part of that Anaconda plan. Essentially, they were going to surround the island in an amphibious assault, take it by storm, and force the defenders, Confederate soldiers out here, to surrender. It was probably one of the few times that the plan that Burnsides came up with actually worked 100% the way that he thought that it would. And they were able to come out here and force the Confederates to surrender. Of course, that's overwhelming odds to be facing too. But with this Anaconda plan in play, they were able to shut down this port, this whole area out here in North Carolina, and slow down a lot of the goods that were coming into the Southern armies. Pretty neat. The trails go out towards the water, so you kind of get a first colony sense of a view, because if you were a colonist out here, every day's life would be here but beside the water. And at first these natives, they didn't see the colonists as anything threatening. They hadn't known them to be threatening yet. They were living alongside them, really teaching them methods that they used for generations to fish out here. So it's real neat to get that perspective. But that perspective is also changed when the 1600s come around and Jamestown happens, and the relationships between the natives and the English colonists sour, and they sour quickly. So when you're a colonist and you're a scientist and you are put to work and there's massive investment in your colony, you have to figure out a way to create a return. Now, there's a documentary, really it's a reality TV show. It shows a bunch of people showing up on a beach. I think it's called The Colony. But quickly, they have to turn a profit. How do they do that? Well, you got to figure out how to grow things, or how to turn something into something. Cedarwood and a lot of the trees around here become a cash crop for this colony. That's how they plan on sustaining themselves at first. Well, I've enjoyed myself out here at Fort Raleigh. Again, this is just a visitation. We will be coming back out again and doing another video, kind of breaking down the history out here, specifically on the battle that took place out here in the American Civil War, and another one on the colony. And we will complete the series by talking about the Freedmen's colony that happened out here as well. So stick around for that. Till next time, it's History with Waffles.